Chapter 28. When she got to the island in the garb of a seagull, she circled it several times. It had changed. There were thousands of sea dragons tightly organized in the largest and deepest of the island's bays. The queen was on the beach, and the sea dragons were listening to her. Alter was too far away to hear what the queen was saying, but she was certain it had to do with the impending war and the queen's plans to enable it. The staging of war is the preamble to horror. Everyone knows this. Everyone. Some are more distant from horror, and they can resist it, but those who are on the battlefield know horror. They know that staging a war is experiencing a war in another time. Only time is the thing that pushes out the horror. Yet, horror watches over everyone, waiting its turn to unleash itself from time and enter the world of sentience. Alter glided along the beach, watching the war machine prepare. There was a flurry of dramatic cheering, and then a rapid dispersal of the sea dragons. Alter made a beeline to Queen Alaim, who stationed herself on the beach.
"Ah, you have come to witness our war machine,"
Alaim announced in a tone of rapture.
"Does it make you tremble?"
Alter remained in her seagull form only because it was daylight and there were sea dragons everywhere. Their communication would have to be conducted telepathically.
"Can you understand me?"
Alter asked. Queen Elaine paused, squinted her eyes to the narrowest of slits, and then turned to Alter.
"You have many hidden talents, do you not?"
"I do not hide them. They are used when they are useful."
So what news do you have for me?"
I have met with Adam and Eve and the same group you met with last night.
"Including the air dragon?"
"Yes,"
Alter said.
"and we have one request, and that is that we would meet with their representative, a being called Soin, to negotiate a peace."
"The only thing I would invest my time in is negotiating the terms of their surrender. That is the best way for them to avoid death and destruction, assuming that is what they want to avoid."
The queen almost smiled as she spoke. Alter paused, collecting her cat-like thoughts.
Could you see yourself meeting here, on this very beach, with Soin, giving a short period of time to simply hear their plea? If you decide to change the agenda to a terms of surrender meeting, that is your prerogative. But wouldn't it be better to show your fellow sea dragons you are interested in peace, that you tried?
"Here on this beach, how will this Soin get here? Do you have a ship?"
Alter shook her head vigorously.
"No, we have no boats, but one of those travelers is a phoenix, and she can carry Soan.
"How large is this phoenix?"
Its wings reach nearly 6 meters across."
That is interesting. For the sake of seeing this creature with my own eyes, I would take this meeting tonight."
The phoenix was present at last night's meeting. You didn't see her?
"I was watching the air dragon. He was my point of interest, and occasionally, that old werewolf, I would unavoidably have to observe, out of curiosity if nothing else. No, the phoenix didn't catch my eyes."
Then that will be a bonus when she arrives with Soin. You can see her fly."
"And you, of course, will be here too."
"Of course,"
Alter confirmed. She began to flap her wings when a burst of fire came through the air, its heat unmistakable. Alter instantly looked at the queen, who was shooting fire just over her head.
"Before you go, let me make one thing perfectly clear,"
Aleem said, with sparks gathering around her words like sentinels.
"You are either loyal to me or dead. You cannot play both sides of this story. In reality, there is no other side than mine. So, are you loyal to me?"
"I am."
"You opened up telepathic channels to me,"
the queen said.
"This means I can detect truth or falsehood. I detect falsehood in your words."
"You probably detect fear,"
Alter replied.
"I know the difference between the emotion of fear and the intent of falsehood."
"From the very start,"
Alter said.
I have made clear that I am only interested in peace, not war. I would only serve this agenda.
And I have made clear that I will only serve my purpose as the god of this planet, which means that you and I are not aligned. You are a sympathizer of the weaker position instead of an advocate of the stronger position. This makes you a liability to my success.
The queen paused, looking out at the sea somewhat wistfully.
I am a fair god. I am not unreasonable in the exercise of my powers. But there is one area where perhaps I am unreasonable, and that area is precisely where you now tread. It is the area of trust. If you prove yourself untrustworthy, even to the extent that you sympathize with the notion of peace over war, I will kill you because you are a liability to my cause. I want you to understand this. Do you?
Alter nodded her seagull head and sent the thought that she understood. Then she flew off without another word, closing off the channel she had opened. For the first 200 meters of her flight, she prayed that she would not be engulfed in fire. She never looked back once, and for this simple act, she was proud. The flight home was a lonely one. Alter knew she lived on a very narrow edge, so narrow she could barely see the path forward. All she knew was that the queen was something she had never encountered before, something that believed it was God and had the power to make others believe it too. It was a danger that felt like a black hole had opened up, and everything was being sucked into it, even those things that were distant, like her.